Hello, my name is Michelle and I am the owner of Luna Diosa Waxing. I've been an esthetician for 6 years and I've been in business for 4 years. So most recently I made a video on how I moved from an salon suite. My business is primarily waxing, by the way, to an office space. As you may or may not know, salon suites can be a bit costly, actually more costly than an office space. So I got a couple of emails and some comments on how I went about looking for this office space, and this is what I want to make the video about today. I've been in business for 4 years. I've been in 2 salon suites for both about 100 square feet. Pretty tiny for the cost that I was paying, and most recently I moved into an office space, which I'm not sure about the square footage, but I get 2 rooms. They're joined together but they're separated by a door, and I also get a big window overlooking a high traffic area, the street. So I'm able to put a sign, which definitely has brought in more traffic. And not to mention that it is half the cost of what I was paying at a salon suite. How I found an office space. So a couple years ago, my friend and I, she does nails and she was in the same suites that I was, decided that, it might be a good idea to possibly get our own storefront and combine our businesses, because she does nails and I do waxing. So we started looking at storefronts, and pretty quickly we realized that we were not ready for that step yet. They're definitely way more costly and they come with a lot of responsibility. By the way, I am on the floor of one of my rooms in my home because I am not at work today. It's my day off, but I wanted to get this video rolling. I had seen some videos about how office spaces were much more cheaper than either a storefront and a salon suite. So we got to looking. There's 2 ways that you can do this. One is by going to all the leasing websites such as Zillow, anything like that, Googling office spaces near you if you're trying to work home. And just for reference, I am in a suburb of Chicago and I'm pretty sure it works about the same. Started by Googling, and we found this office space that was in a town nearby where our salon suite was. So we went to go look at it. The space was huge. It had a huge lounge area. It had 2 rooms and its own bathroom. It was very private for $1,200. So we would be splitting the rent between her and I. The contract was ready. We were ready to sign it. When we went to go register for our business license, they told us that our profession was not zoned for that area. So that's number 1. When you do find the office space, that beauty professionals are zoned to work in the area. So you can do this by going into the town's website and entering the address, and it'll tell you what zone it is. So usually it's like A, B, C, D. For example, as beauty professionals, we are in zone C. Any office space that is in zone C. So any office space that is in zone C, we can rent out. We found this out the hard way with our first office space that we were about to rent. And actually it's crazy because we were looking in neighboring towns and none of them were accepting beauty professionals to work in office spaces. Some towns had told us that had recently changed that. Before we were allowed to, but they changed that rule. I don't know if they started to catch on that, we were catching on to how much cheaper the rent is. So actually my friend was driving home and she saw an office space that had a for rent sign. So she decided to call them. Long story short, we looked at the rooms. We loved them. I said I had 2 rooms. She had 1 big room, and we both have windows overlooking the street. And this time we made sure that we looked on the town's website. So whatever town you're going to be renting into, log onto their website, enter the address, and it'll give you a list of what zone it is, what businesses are allowed to practice, like medical, therapy, etc., etc. If you're not really able to find anything like on the leasing websites like Zillow, which I feel like most of them, and she saw the for rent sign, it actually was listed online. So I would say that nowadays most office spaces are listed online. Able to drive around in neighboring towns and get numbers of office spaces and call them. Most of the time the leasing agents know whether or not your business is accepted, but if not, the town hall will for sure be able to tell you. And once you sign the contract, you just go to the town hall and apply for a business license, and you have to have all your other stuff in order, like your LLC or your corporation, whatever it is. And after that, it's pretty easy. I feel like the hardest part is finding an office space that accepts beauty professionals. My room does not have a sink. You might also want to take a look at that. I don't really use water too much just to wash my tools, but we do have like an extra sink in the hallway where I wash my tools. But if you're doing like facial, know that there are portable sinks that you can use. So that's the only down, that most of these office spaces don't have sinks. Now, if you have any other questions, please leave me a comment. Talk about how I renovated my space, because if you saw my video from weeks ago, it was pretty outdated, so I needed to like update it kind of quickly and on a budget. I want to thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll be able to upload more videos and interact with future estheticians or veteran estheticians. Please subscribe, and I'll leave my socials linked below. Bye.